What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chaos Pro for those that are new, and we have a brand new OTA update for the first week of February. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. And so yes, we are going to be getting right into this OTA. If you guys can, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as I work very hard to bring you daily Marvel Snap content. And yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right in. Luke Cage is going to be returning. He is going to be going from a 2-3. Your cards here can't have their power reduced, to a 3-4. Your cards can't have their powers reduced. Keep in mind, it said here earlier. Yes, he is returning to his global stat, reduced power. Basically, he is going to be able to fix all of that power reduction on any side of the board versus just one lane. Last year, they did nerf this card because he was seeing a lot of play, and at some points, he even would solo people. He would solo a deck purely, and he was just a 2-cost card. He was really flexible. He made it really, really difficult to play against. And well, I guess now they're kind of taking in a step of direction where they want to make him a little bit higher of a cost, but his effect is still really phenomenal. They just want you to work a little harder to get that, reward, if that makes sense. I do know that high Evo decks and other decks in general benefited from him. Cerebro 3 super benefited from this card, but unfortunately Cerebro 3 no longer will be having him in the gallery of the C3 archetype. He is going to be a 4 powered card, and well, I do agree with this. I think that this is actually a very healthy change. I personally, I could not stand playing against a Luke Cage originally because of how easy it was to just slap him down. And then basically you just didn't have to worry about anything really early on, and it would create this later game in, less impactful, deck. It made me want to, play the game sometimes simply because of him being such a strong card. With that being said, when he disappeared, I did miss him. So I'm actually kind of happy to see him back, and I'm excited to see what's going to become of this, especially now that we have a huge junk meta and we have a whole bunch of other different new cards. It will be interesting to see how he now fixates into the game plan of a lot of decks. Next on our list is going to be Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster is going to be going from a 3-5 to a 2-3. One of the big reasons that this card is gaining a change is, one, it doesn't really see a whole lot of play, but where it does see play, it sees it in the best destroy archetype, which is the Deadpool version. In my opinion, the destroy package already has a really great, phenomenal, archetype to it, and this basic card isn't too hard to get into, especially because you have cards like X23 that allow you to ramp up and pull the Deadpool back to your hands at times after destroying it, and then basically dipping into the higher, harder, cards to basically hit like the 3-cost categories on turn 3. You're able to pull him out sometimes, basically on a turn 3, and you can still play the Deadpool, and it allows Deadpool to see really big numbers. You do see this card sometimes in the move archetype, but other than that, you don't really see him a whole lot in anything else. He's kind of a card that just slaps on and you kind of hope for the best on it. Now that he's going to the 2-3 category, I don't know. I still feel like it's still going to benefit Destroy. I know that they say that it's not going to be, you're not going to get these really big Deadpool, as much. But I still feel like it still helps out the Deadpool to some degree. I mean, having the ability to forge into, basically a Deadpool or a Hulkbuster, it just seems pretty interesting. We'll see how it plays out. I'm curious to see how it's going to be. To be honest, I'm just a little bit burnt out of playing against the Destroy archetypes. They're not the best archetypes, but they're just kind of boring to play against. With that being said, I do hope that this brings more light and more flexibility to the move archetype, and even so much as a Cerebro 3 archetype. I do think that Cerebro 3 can really benefit from something like this. I think this is great. It's just another way to get nice 3 power into a Cerebro 3 deck. And yeah, so that'll be pretty interesting. And maybe even a Cerebro 5 if you add a Forge in there. So that should be pretty cool. All right, but other than that, let's go ahead and get on to the next card. Next on our list is going to be Heimdall.
Never has an enemy slipped my watch.
Heimdall is going to stay the same ability, but he's going to be going from a 6/8 to a 6/9. This is a very interesting change, and it kind of has to do with a recent nerf to the Shang-Chi archetype. Basically, Shang-Chi originally would destroy any card that was 9 power and above. Well, in the recent, change, he now destroys anything with 10 power and above. So the developers felt that, he doesn't see a whole lot of play as it is. So it is nice to see that he's going to be going up 1 extra power, and it won't interfere with Shang-Chi. Basically, Shang-Chi isn't going to interfere with him. You're able to put a little extra power, which is not much, but it's something for the move archetype, and it seems like they're really getting the move on with the move archetype. They're definitely moving in the right direction. All right, I'm sorry, that's my bad pun for today. I'll stop. Next on our list as we move forward is the SpiderMan 2099.
Let's start at the beginning one last time.
I'm sorry, yes, I'll stop with the puns. SpiderMan 2099 hasn't really seen a whole lot of play whatsoever. He's kind of a clunky card to say the least. He is a 4-cost card with 6 power. He is going to be getting some beefy upgrades to a 5/9. He's going to be a little bit harder to play still, but with that being said, he will be a lot more powerful. One of the reasons why a lot of people don't play SpiderMan 2099 is actually because it does kind of conflict with Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi, honestly, for 3 less power, does his job better with a lot less work. SpiderMan 2099 basically needs some form of key component to really make that impact, difference in his card effect. And it's not necessarily always the best feeling because you don't get to choose what you destroy. So it is interesting to see him with more power, still not getting to choose what he destroys, but at least he'll be able to contend in that lane with the more power. Versus Shang-Chi already hits the 10 powered cards and above, leaving him kind of in a more sweeter spot, being able to contend with basically his other cards. So it kind of looks like they are basically making it so that he can contend. If he were to hit a lower card, SpiderMan 2099 seems like he can maybe go face-to-face or toe-to-toe with another higher, powered card. So that's kind of an interesting take. I am curious to see if this will see play. I will definitely give it some shot, but I'm not sure how it's going to feel. But it is nice that they are going in this direction with the move archetypes. Last and but not least on our list is Ghost. Ghost will be going from a 1/2. She is going to be going from a 1/2 to a 3/5. Her ability is going to remain the same, but basically a lot of the developers, I guess, talks among themselves, and I guess they feel that, it is a risky thing in this game, and it is kind of a skillful thing to know when to give up priority. Well, they feel that this card wasn't very impactful, especially that it only really sees play in the Spectrum ongoing archetypes. It's going to be a 3/5 now, so it does have more power, rightfully deserved, but it will be interesting because giving up prio is kind of the thing that makes this game, I kind of feel where the skill gap is, and when you essentially give up prio, you run the risk of running into cards like Alioth. Now, Alioth hasn't really been seen as much as he was in the current last couple of months. So maybe this card, if it starts to see the light of day, hopefully it doesn't bring back the Alioth, but for the most part, it is giving you more power. So you will have more power to contend with, at the same time giving up the prio. So that's a pretty interesting give and take. I'm not sure if this is what the card needed. I'm not sure if this is the right direction. I'm happy that it's getting looked at, to say the least, but only time will tell. I'm not entirely sold on this change, but hey, 5 power, Cerebro 5, and we all know I love playing me some Cerebro. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap it up with this video. What did you guys think? What do you think the most impactful change was? What would you have liked to see? Leave it in my comments. Let me know. Talk to me. I would like to hear from you guys. And maybe my comments sometimes can even be read by the developers. You never know. But it's good to give your feedback. What did you guys like about this? Did you think that they missed anything? Would you have liked to see something different? Discuss. And I'll comment below. And don't forget to like this video. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you guys can, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.